Peter, we've talked a little about Bacon's final work, New Atlantis, and it was fascinating, and there's more to be said about it, but we've also got this picture here, and there's something fascinating about that, and it links in.
Oh, yes.
Tell me more.
The lower picture, not the higher
Yes.
one, the lower picture is an emblem taken from the title page of the first edition of his New Atlantis. And it's, because it's enlarged here and we've coloured it in, it's not in colour in the original.
Yes.
But it's called Truth, Hidden Truth, Brought Forth by Time. Hidden Truth is this female figure being drawn out of the cave, and Time is represented as the Saturn or Pan figure, the angelic figure, drawing her out. With the idea in Pan, whole idea of Pan, it shows the evolution of the human being through time from animal to human to angel.
Yes.
And so that's how time is shown. And he has his scythe there and his hourglass there. But it gives the secret that over time truth is gradually revealed, brought out of the dark cave and into the light. It's also referring to initiation, coming from darkness into light. But it's, we're gradually learning the truth. But to learn it, we have to not just understand it, but have to practice it, and then we know it.
Yeah.
And it slowly comes forth.
It has to be really embodied.
It has to be really embodied. And this is what Bacon's whole project is about, to try to help truth come forth more and more easily.
Yeah, so it's
And
not
it has
just a
been
mind concept. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I mean, I find it a very beautiful picture. There's far more in it than what I've just explained.
Deeply
there are hidden
symbolic.
things in, because all these emblem pictures, they're not just symbolic, they're also based on geometry and so on. The geometry tells you other
So
things.
this is, again, it's hinting at Bacon's whole method, which is almost hiding things in plain sight.
Well, yes.
For us to find.
It is actually. I mean, he said if man is made in the image of God, we should be, that means the likeness of God.
Yes.
It doesn't mean a mirror image, it means made in the likeness of God. Well, if we're made in the likeness of God, God is the all-good.
Yes.
The nature of God is love. So to be like God, that's what we should be. We should be in ourselves a good person, and everything we do should be in the nature of love, which is goodness, practicing goodness. And then he uses a teaching from the Old Testament, how God likes to hide the truth so that mankind might find it as a game of hide and seek.
Yes.
And he says, well, that's what God has done. He's hidden all truth in nature around us, in the universe. We're trying to find it all the time. But if we're going to imitate God, we should also do the same.
Yeah.
So that's what he's done. A lot of his truths he's discovered or been told about, he's actually deliberately hidden.
Yes.
But left signposts.
So this is the treasure trail.
This is the treasure trail. This is the treasure trail.
Yeah.
And one of them we mentioned already was the finding the true author of the Shakespeare plays.
Yes. Yeah.
And in doing that, we find lots of other things.
Yeah.
But he's got other treasure trails too. And New Atlantis gives ideas of some of these other treasure trails. And he also was quite a prophet. He's a visionary and prophet himself. And he saw 400 years ago that the world was going to go through a very dark materialistic time.
Yeah.
And he saw it like a flood, a new Noah's flood.
Yes.
So that's why he brings in New Atlantis the idea of the Noah's flood and the ark being preserved, Noah's ark. So he foresaw this coming for humanity, and he prayed, he left prayers that it wouldn't be too severe. And he said one of his main concerns was to preserve the wisdom knowledge that was already known over that period of time so that it would not be lost. So he said he was making an ark to preserve these mysteries, preserve this knowledge, so that we would, once we pass this materialistic dark time, this flood of materialism, we'll be able to find the ark, open it up, and rediscover this ancient knowledge, which is precious.
Very precious. And is this ark something physical?
Yes, it is. It's in books, pictures, and other things too. It's also in the landscape. he had great knowledge
Yes.
about the landscape. Nowadays, you might call it geomantic or architectural knowledge. But clues to this are given mostly through books, in cipher, very
Yes.
often in cipher. So one has to learn these cipher methods. And then suddenly you find, my goodness, that leads you to this, this and the other. And you find actually it's there.
Yes.
Actually it's there in the landscape or in buildings
Yes.
or so on. So lots of different sort of archives.
Wonderful. All waiting for us to discover.
Yes.
And all we have to do is engage with his work.
That's right. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.